This is a video about how I set up my classes in GoGuardian. So the classes will automatically merge in there. And then what I do is I go to settings for my class. I go to edit the class. And in settings, I always go down and set a default scene. And I'll show you how to create a scene, but I always come to this drop down. It'll show me all the different scenes that I've created, and I pick one of them. I usually go with Mr. Cash's class, and then that scene will start up automatically when the class starts. I then go into scheduling, and I type in all of the times for my classes. My Friday classes are different times, so I put in the time. It'll when you come here, it'll allow you to do a box kind of like this, where you have a start time and an end time, and then I'll select Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and sometimes I'll even select Friday, and then I'll go in and just edit the Friday time. What this will do is it will have the classes start automatically every day at that time and end automatically every day at that time, so you don't have to go in and start your class or end your class each day, so it's not interfering with other classes. So I can come in and edit this at any time, but this will make it automatically start. Then there's one more. If I go to calendar, in addition to that schedule, what I can also do is I can come through my calendar and I can cancel courses. It looks like the course administrator already, they did Saturdays and Sundays. But if we don't have school on a Friday, so this is Friday, then what I usually do is I will usually come in and cancel those. Now, this particular Friday, we do have class, but if I went to a future date, what I've done is I've gone in and canceled all my classes on that Friday because we don't actually have classes on that Friday. So there's another option there. In terms of creating scenes, I do this, I think, the easiest way and probably the most effective way. I will go in and create an allowed websites list. I don't like doing this one because there's just too many to block. So I'll just come in here, create a list. I will give the list a name. And then I will click next, and it'll ask me what websites I want to allow. I won't put anything in there at all, and I'll click save. And then what'll happen is when the kids go into their computers, every single thing will be blocked. So you'll pull up kids' screens and they'll try to go into, ClassLink, and it'll be blocked. And so I'll pull a student over and say, okay, so go into ClassLink, and they'll go into ClassLink and it'll show up blocked on my screen when I'm watching the class. So if I go into classrooms and select that class as it's running, I'll look at that class and my screen will show that their screen is blocked, and I can click on that and click allow, and it'll add it to my scene. And then over here on this section of the screen, it will add that to the allowed lists. So the only things that will ever end up on the allowed list are the things that I want them to go to. So then they'll go into, say, Schoology, and they'll be blocked. And so I'll get a kid who's blocked, and then I'll click, if I want that site to be allowed, I'll click to allow that site, and then that site will get added over here to my list. And then the only sites a student can go to will be the sites that I opened for them. I also like to set a tab limit for the students, because the students like to open other windows and hide tabs and do all sorts of crazy stuff. So for me, a good tab limit has been 4. Some teachers do more or less. For no limit, they'll find lots of ways to hide tabs and put them in weird places at weird times and do weird stuff. So that's how I create a scene. And then you could see in my classrooms how I added the scene in my settings. So I went into settings and I edited the class, and then I selected what scene I want to always start when the class starts. And then your GoGuardian will start every day at your scheduled time, end every day at your scheduled time, and will always run that default scene without you having to touch anything every day. So that's just the basics of setting that up. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know.